Hello and welcome all. So in this lecture, in the ongoing ASP.NET Core 3.1 series of videos, I'll be taking up the part 12, which is on state management with cookies. So cookies for state management. So we will walk through cookies as a means for state management, demonstrate the cookies principle through code example. Now, a bit of highlights about the cookies. They store data across requests, helping state management, and their size should be kept to a minimum as cookies are sent with every request, and cookie data should be stored by the app with only an identifier to be stored in a cookie. And most browsers restrict cookie size to 4096 bytes or 4 kilobytes. Cookies can be deleted by users and expire on clients. However, cookies are generally the most durable form of data persistence on the client. Now, because cookies are subject to tampering, they must be validated by the app. Cookies are often used for personalization, where content is customized for a known user. So, this user is only identified and not authenticated in most cases. The cookie can store the user's name, account name, or unique user ID such as a GUID. The cookie can be used to access the user's personalized settings such as their preferred website background color. So let's switch over to Visual Studio and do some coding. So I will create a new project, and this time it will be an MVC project. So new project. And I will give it a name. ASP Net Core State Management. This slight typo. Hopefully that is okay. So I'll just go back for a second. Now the project is getting created for me. So it is checked on model view controller, and I will click create with configure for HTTPS and without enabling Docker support. I don't want enable reason runtime compilation. Okay, so create. So a fresh ASP.NET Core 3.1 MVC project is created with controllers, models, and views in their respective folders. So at the moment we have got the home controller, which we will start coding. Now in this sample application, what I aim to show is to show you how the cookies are used for persisting the user data. So information that when the user updates the form, it will be remembering that, and if the user wants the cookie to be deleted, that will also happen in this application. So this template is created for me, and I will get rid of the unnecessary bits that I will not be using, and I'll be using this bit, and I will not be using privacy and the error views, but they're already created, so I will persist with that. I will no need to remove, just leave it as they are. Now let's start from here. iActionResult. This is the index action method which returns an iActionResult type, and this is the get request. Okay, HTTP get. So if it is not written, it will take that HTTP verb to be HTTP get. Okay, so I will declare a string name. This is a request object. Okay, and this is a part of the controller base. Okay, controller base, and this is gets the Microsoft.ASP.NET Core.HTTP.HTTP request. It gets the request, HTTP request basically. So request dot cookies. So what does it show? It returns the collection of cookies for this request. Okay, and then the collection of cookie for this particular cookie, I will give it the name. Okay, so within double quotes, and then return view. I'll be returning this index view. So there are quite a few overloads. Let's see, view. So there are 4 overloads. So I'll be using object model, string view name. So view name and object model. All right. So this is the index view. So within double quotes, I will be writing index, then comma, then object. My object is this string. Okay. This is my model object. Right. Then I'll be writing another index action method, but this is a post type. So just put it down out of the harm's way, and then I'll put up a notation HTTP post. HTTP post. So this is this verb is called when you are posting a form. Okay, so this actually gets the parameters from a form collection of iForm collection type. So iForm collection, and I'll call this form. You can call this anything. And then here, in this case, in the first action method, index action method of get type, it was getting the request from the embedded cookie. Now I have to set this. This is a sort of setter. So how it will set? It will get the form, and it will look for this cookie name dot to string. Okay, dot to string. Right, and then I'll set the key value in cookie. At the moment, I'll just get rid of this. There is a cookie options class. So cookie options, and I'll call this options. Initialize an object of cookie options type, new cookie options, and use this options object. So options dot expires. Expires is a property which gets or sets the expiration date and time for the cookie. So it is better to always expire the cookie for after a certain time. So this will be date time dot now dot, I'll not add days, add minutes rather. 10. So within 10 minutes the cookie will be expiring. Okay, returns a new date time that adds the specified number of minutes to the value of this instance. Okay, so it will be expiring in 10 minutes, and then I'll use this response object in the HTTP context, response dot response dot cookies dot append. Okay, so what it does is that it is appending to the response a cookie with the let us see the overloads. Okay, there are two overloads, string key and string value. And let's see the second one, key value and cookie options. So the key was name, this one, this was the key. So name, comma, now value was name. Okay, this is this value, and then this is the options. All right, it's happy, squiggly lines are gone. So finally what will be the type of action result to be returned? I'll be redirecting to the index page again. So return redirect to action. It redirects to an action with the same name as the current one. Okay, redirect name of index. So basically this is the created redirect to action result for the response. So it redirects status found to the specified action. This is the action, right? And then after having written these two action methods, I'll need to go back to the creating the view. Now one more thing is left here before we go to the view, is I'll write an action method to delete a cookie. Suppose someone doesn't want to preserve with the cookie because it could be sensitive information. So public action result type delete cookie. I will again use the response object, response. So this is the HTTP response. Okay, dot cookies dot, there is a delete method. Okay, and delete the cookie with the name. Okay, and then return the index view. Then return the same view, index view. Capital I, return view index. Right. Let me build the application at the moment to see if there is any error. We will get rid of them if there is. So there is no error. And then I've got already a index view created when the project was first generated through the template. Now I'll have to change this. So I will keep this line as it is. View data of title home page. And here at the top, I'll be using a model, a string. Okay, here this will be a string, because if you go back to the controller, it is actually going to return the view and a string type. So my model will be a string. I'll be basing my model on string, and then I'll get rid of this stuff and then write I'll explain after writing. Sorry, I'm not very good in typing fast, so my typing speed is just moderate. even after 20 years of practicing on the keyboard. Okay, so div and then @ So wherever you find this @, so this is razor syntax for C# code. So this is C# code. At if not this, if the string is neither null or white space in the past model, then it will write to a div welcome back at the model. So model means it will tell the name of the person logged in user. So HTML dot action link. It will create a link, and link text is forget me, and then this will be a method string action name. So action name was delete cookie. I'll just copy it from here and write it within pair of quotes. Okay, and if the string is not null or empty, then do this, welcome the person back. Else come to this branch for first time user, else you are a first time user. So I'll just create a form, just indent it a little bit. Span and span. Something like this, and a break to the next line. Please put your name. .html.text box. Okay. So it will create a text box, right? Input element, which will be known as name. And finally, a div class. Form group and div, and within this div it will be input of type submit for posting to the form. Type submit, value is update. Is bootstrap class, and because of this reason I have chosen to actually go for the MVC, and I could have otherwise gone for a ASP.NET Core web project, in that case I had to include everything by myself. So this is the easier way to do. Right, it's all done, it's ready, and before that I'll have to do a bit of a change in the startup class. So since I created this project with the MVC model view controller template, in the first place, so I don't need to do anything, because this in the service add controllers with views is already included, which is what I need. And I'm not going to use Razor pages, so that's fine, only MVC. And also the endpoint is also made for me for mapping to this root. Default controller home, action index, and ID is optional. Okay, so let's run this application. Wow, so application is rendered. So it is your first visit to the site. Welcome to my site. It is coming from the index view. Please put your name. So let me write my name. Click on update. Welcome back, Kaushik. So it has remembered my state in the cookies, to the cookies. And if you write forget me, so it will come back to derecognizing your, deleting your cookies. So it is not recognizing you. So now if you put another name, say Jack or John, click on update. Welcome back, Jack. Forget me. So it has now forgotten. The cookies all deleted. Where does the application store the cookies? Now this is stored in the user's browser. Before leaving, I will show that. So click on this my name and update. And now with F12, I will get the developer, Chrome developer tools. So I put this on the application tab, and within cookies and localhost the port number, see, you can see the cookie value is Kaushik. Okay, so as soon as I click on forget, this will be deleted. Now if I click on some other name, Jack, and update, the cookie is updated to Jack. Okay, so that's how we can inspect our cookies, and we can verify that the browser stores cookies for each application. So in this lecture, we have quickly reviewed what is a cookie in the state management for ASP.NET Core 3.1, and we have built a real-life MVC application and shown the cookie as a tool for state management.